Courier-Mail has been conducting exit polls across Queensland. Their state political editor, Hayden Johnson, he joins us now. Hayden, what do the numbers show?
Well, Kieran, it shows, as we've been writing for a couple of days now, that this race is tightening. Pre-poll, when they opened a couple of weeks ago, everybody was leaning towards David Crisafulli. But in that 2 weeks of pre-poll, the Premier, Labor have strengthened their brand. So this race is tightening. We've done an exit poll of 10 seats across the state, some regional seats, some inner city seats, some seats around the CBD, and it shows pretty much the major parties on par. So I think election day, and it matches what they're telling me, is that it's falling evenly across both major parties. It's going to be a tight election tonight, I think.
Give us a breakdown in terms of the regions versus the urban areas.
Yeah, so the regions is what is really concerning Labor. We saw Stephen Miles and his ministers dispatched to the regions in the first couple of weeks of the campaign. They're really worried about Mackay. That's a seat they've never lost. They've held it for more than a century. It's one that held up during the dark days, if you're a Labor supporter, of the Newman government. But it shows tonight, this exit poll, and Labor sources tell me that they will lose Mackay tonight, which is a big blow for that seat and the government. And also too, Keppel. So that's the other interesting one, Kieran. That's where James Ashby is Pauline Hanson's chief of staff. He's running. He's One Nation's last gasp this election. And this exit poll shows, and LNP sources tell me, that the LNP will win that seat. James Ashby won't. There's a collapse in Labor's vote. The Assistant Minister, Brittany Lauger, there hasn't had a great campaign, and I think the government's writing it off. In the southeast, it's a little bit different. We see that the Greens vote is softening, and Stephen Miles has been able to sandbag the city. It's what he wanted to do. And you heard from Grace a little while ago there. Labor's more confident now around Brisbane. So we'll see where that falls tonight. But good news for Labor in Brisbane, bad news in the regions.
Okay, let's get specific then. Aspley and Capalaba, what did they say in this exit poll?
Yeah, so Labor was worried about Aspley at the start of the campaign. It's held by Bart Mellish. He's their Transport Minister. He took over from Mark Bailey, who you heard from a moment ago. He looks like he'll retain that seat. He's got a strong first preference showing there at the exit poll. However, the LNP candidate there is Amanda Cooper. She's got quite a profile. She could still take it, but everyone is telling me within the government, within Labor, that they're pretty confident tonight. The other one is Capalaba. It's where you've got Russell Field. He's the LNP candidate. His son and his partner-in-law and their unborn baby were tragically killed in an Australia Day incident a few years ago. They were hit by a young driver. He's campaigning on crime, rightly so. He's the victim of crime, and he looks like he might come close to unseating the Labor MP down there, Don Brown. He's the one who infamously last year called crime a media beat-up. So in Capalaba, it's been a race all about crime between Labor and the LNP.